Hi guys, this is your elementary video for October 20th and 21st. And this week we are going to be working through the life of Jacob. So you're going to be in Genesis chapter 25 through basically 27. Now normally when we tell the story of Jacob, we tell little portions of his story. So we tell the story about him and Jacob and Esau, and we extract a truth from that to teach the children. Or we talk about how Jacob wrestles with God, or we talk about how Jacob and his 12 sons. And so we tend to take a small portion of it and then extrapolate a truth out for our kids, but we're going to do something different this week. This week, we are going to actually look at the entire lifespan of Jacob. We're going to be looking at how God moved through Jacob for one very important reason, because this week we are sharing the gospel. So you're going to be using the story of Jacob as a vehicle to share the gospel with our kids. And I think it's not something that we've done before, but I'm really excited about it because Jacob's life is an interesting life. Jacob's a hard character for me in the Bible because I look at it and I'm like, gosh, what is redemptive about Jacob? You know, he's a deceiver. That's what his name means. You know, he comes out of the womb already deceiving. He deceives his brother, he deceives his father with the aid of his mother. I mean, this is like really tough stuff, you know. And then, you know, you can go even further into Jacob's life and think about the situation with his two wives. And I mean, Jacob's just not the greatest of characters. And so it's always been a hard character for me to wrap my mind around until I really put some energy and thought and prayer into writing this lesson. And the thing about Jacob that's so fantastic is that he is completely and 100% flawed. He is not the greatest of heroes. He's not a hero like we look at in David. He really is like an anti-hero. And yet God still uses him for his purpose and his glory. And he is transformed through God, which is really the whole power of the gospel, right? Because we are in ourselves Jacob as well. So you're going to be talking about Jacob's mighty transformation. And at the end, you're going to give a gospel presentation about how we are a lot like Jacob, that we oftentimes want to do things our own way, and that we struggle with sin just like he did. And then you're going to break apart understanding what sin looks like and why it separates us from God, and to the point where you'll actually be offering an invitation this week for our kids. So your directors will have counselors available if there are any children that respond to the gospel. And so I just, want you to be praying over this, praying through the scripture, just preparing your heart to teach these lessons, because, we haven't taught the gospel this specifically in a really long time. And so we're just really encouraged about this weekend, and we'll be praying for you that God just works mightily through you. So two things before and after. The first activity is really simple. You just have a ball and you're just kind of passing it around, asking questions, and just trying to find ways for kids to identify how they're a little bit different and how they're unique in their family. And then we will end the lesson with an object lesson with oobleck. It's that cornstarch water mix. It's like a liquid, but it's actually a solid. And it's kind of like a fun thing for the kids to play with. So you have lots of tablecloths and wet wipes and stuff to clean up. But the whole point of it is that we are hard, like Jacob. We are hard and solid, but when we get picked up, when we are in the Lord's hand, we become transformed and we change. And that just like Jacob's life did. So it's kind of just an illustration of that redemptive, transformative power of the Lord. So I'm also including a video of that so you can see how it works, just in case you've never done it before. Otherwise, if you have any questions, please let your directors know. And we hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much.